Think you're doing downward dog, right? Be honest. How many times have you pressed your hands into the mat, lifted your hips, and thought, yeah, that's it? What if I told you that most people, yes, even experienced yogis, are secretly doing it wrong? Not a little wrong. I'm talking about mistakes that can actually make your wrists ache, your shoulders burn in the wrong way, and your back scream for mercy. Here's the truth. Downward dog isn't just a stretch. It's a full body alignment test. Done right, it builds strength, mobility, and balance all at once. Done wrong, it can quietly wreck your posture and even limit your flexibility over time. So before you flow into another sun salutation, let's strip it back. Picture this. You plant your hands down, lift your hips, and your shoulders collapse forward, your heels hover, and your spine curves like a tired cat. Sound familiar? You're not alone. It's the most common mistake, treating downward dog like a simple resting pose, when it's actually an active, powerful engagement from head to heels. And here's the crazy part. Fixing it doesn't take months of training. It takes awareness. Tiny shifts in how you place your hands, how you angle your hips, even how you breathe can transform everything. But I'm not giving that away just yet, because once you feel the difference, you'll never go back to your old form again. So here's the question. What if I told you your strongest downward dog starts where you least expect it? Not in your arms, not in your legs, but somewhere much deeper. Let's start with the first trap almost everyone falls into, collapsing through the shoulders. You know that feeling when your chest starts to sink toward the floor and your upper back rounds like a hammock? That's your body waving a red flag. When you let gravity pull your chest down, you dump all the pressure into your wrists and shoulders instead of distributing it through the whole body. Over time, that's a fast track to shoulder strain and wrist fatigue. Now here's the fix. Imagine you're pushing the mat away from you, not just resting on it. Feel your shoulder blades glide slightly outward, creating space across your upper back. It's like turning your arms into solid pillars instead of hanging ropes. Instantly, your weight shifts evenly, your wrists feel lighter, and your spine lengthens like it's growing in both directions. Mistake number 2, bent elbows or locked elbows. This one's tricky because people usually swing to one extreme or the other. If you bend too much, your upper body caves in. If you lock them, you jam your joints and cut off muscle activation. The secret? A micro bend, just enough to turn your muscles on while keeping your bones aligned. Think of it like soft power, stable, not stiff. And then there's the classic lower body mistake, the rounded back with heels chasing the floor. Everyone wants those heels to touch, but forcing them too soon makes your spine curve and your hips tilt the wrong way. Instead, bend your knees slightly. I know, it feels counterintuitive, but bending actually frees your hips to lift higher. When your spine straightens and your tailbone reaches toward the sky, your entire body suddenly feels light, almost effortless. Every mistake we've talked about so far has one common theme. People try to stretch their way into the pose instead of aligning their way into it. Downward dog isn't about how far you can go. It's about how evenly your body can share the load. Now here's where things start to get interesting. Because once you fix these surface level errors, you'll realize there's an even deeper layer of control hiding beneath the pose. The power source that makes downward dog feel grounded, stable, and alive. Here's the truth most people never hear. Your downward dog doesn't begin with your arms or legs. It begins with your core. Not the six-pack kind of core, but the deep stabilizing system that wraps around your spine like an internal corset. Without it, your body collapses like a tent with no center pole. So let's find that power. As you settle into the pose, take a slow breath in through your nose. Feel your ribs expand sideways, not upward. Then exhale, and imagine gently cinching your belly button toward your spine. That's not sucking in, it's engaging your deep abdominal muscles to support your back. Right there, that's the difference between hanging in the pose and owning it. Your core is the foundation. Think of it like the base of a skyscraper. If the base is weak, the upper floors wobble no matter how pretty the structure looks. When your core activates, everything stacks into alignment. Wrists under shoulders, hips lifting, heels grounding. Suddenly, your downward dog transforms from a passive stretch into a powerful full-body integration. Now, here's where the breath ties it all together. Every inhale creates length. Every exhale creates stability. You inhale to reach your tailbone higher, to expand the space between each vertebra. You exhale to root your palms deeper, to engage your abs and steady the pose. Breathing isn't just something you do during downward dog. It's what drives the pose. Try this for a moment. Press your fingertips into the mat. Push your hips back. Breathe in to lengthen your spine. Breathe out to firm your belly and ground your heels. Feel how each breath subtly adjusts your posture. That's your body finding its perfect balance. And here's a light bulb moment. When you master that coordination of core and breath, you stop doing downward dog and start being in it. You feel weightless yet grounded, strong yet relaxed. Now that your foundation is solid and your breath is synced, it's time to unlock the advanced details, the subtle adjustments that make your downward dog feel like it's floating. This is where beginners stop and practitioners evolve. Start with your hands. Instead of just pressing them flat, spread your fingers wide and grip the mat with intention, especially through your thumb and index finger. That tiny shift activates the muscles in your forearms and shoulders, protecting your joints. It's like turning on the power lines that connect your upper body to your core. Imagine you're trying to twist the mat outward with your hands, but without actually moving them. Feel that engagement travel all the way up your arms? That's stability born from precision. Next, focus on your hips. Most people lift their hips up, but that's only half the story. The real magic happens when you lift back. Think of your hips as a hinge opening a doorway behind you. The goal isn't just height, it's space. Space in your spine, in your shoulders, in your breath. As you send your hips back, let your chest naturally move toward your thighs, not by collapsing, but by lengthening. You're creating a line of energy from your palms through your tailbone, all the way to your heels. Speaking of heels, don't obsess over touching the floor. That's not the prize. Instead, imagine pressing your heels toward the mat, not into it. That subtle shift keeps your legs active and your calves stretched without forcing the joints. If your hamstrings are tight, keep a soft bend in your knees. Flexibility isn't about forcing, it's about allowing. Now here's a micro adjustment that changes everything. Your head. Most people let it hang heavy or lift it too high. The sweet spot? Let your neck stay long and neutral. Gaze gently toward your knees. That simple alignment frees your cervical spine and connects your upper body flow to your core. At this level, every inch of your body is communicating. Your fingers are rooting, your arms are spiraling, your spine is lengthening, your legs are grounding, and your breath is the rhythm that holds it all together. You're no longer fighting the pose, you're flowing through it. And here's the beautiful part. When all these micro corrections click, downward dog becomes effortless. It's no longer a pause in your practice. It's an active recharge, a moment where strength meets surrender. All right, let's bring everything together. The awareness, the alignment, the breath, the strength. Because now it's time to feel what a real downward dog actually feels like. Start fresh. Come to your mat. Plant your hands shoulder width apart, fingers wide, pressing firmly through the base of your index fingers and thumbs. Feel that grip? That's your anchor. Now tuck your toes, lift your knees, and slowly send your hips up and back. Pause. Don't rush. This isn't about speed, it's about control. Take a breath in through your nose. As you exhale, gently draw your belly button toward your spine. Let your ribs knit together. Feel your core engage like a quiet power switch flipping on. Press the floor away with your hands. Lengthen your spine, lift your tailbone toward the ceiling, and bend your knees just slightly to free your lower back. Let your chest move toward your thighs, not by collapsing, but by elongating. Now breathe in again, and on the exhale, press your heels toward the ground. Let them feel heavy, but not forced. Your body should form an inverted V, hips as the peak, hands and feet as the foundation. Everything is working together now. Arms strong, shoulders stable, spine long, core engaged, legs grounded, breath flowing. You've just unlocked the true downward dog, stable, spacious, alive. Feel the difference? That's the version of the pose that builds strength instead of strain, energy instead of fatigue. So here's your challenge. Right after this video, try 10 flawless breaths in downward dog. Don't focus on how it looks, focus on how it feels. Notice how each inhale lifts you, each exhale roots you deeper. And when you rise out of it, pause. Feel that lightness running through your shoulders, spine, and hips. That's your body thanking you for finally doing it right. Every time you come back to your mat, remember, downward dog isn't a break. It's a bridge between effort and ease, between strength and surrender, between where you are and where you're growing. Keep practicing, keep refining, and every time you press into the mat, let it remind you, you're not just stretching your body, you're shaping your awareness. Because the real transformation, it doesn't happen in the pose. It happens through it.